Greetings everyone and welcome back to Factory Town and our little, town, I guess. I was going to say our little factory. It's not quite there yet. No. It's still very much a town and long may it remain one. Right, we need to upgrade our base again. Your base can be upgraded again to unlock new buildings and further increase house capacity. Not that we're fully utilizing the house capacity that we have. When you have enough resources, hit the upgrade button. Note this upgrade requires stone bricks, and that is something we are very much going to have to get to work on. Now, we've got a crate here. We can happily go ahead and get rid of that right now. Can I... Ooh. Maybe I need to... Okay, if I click on it, can I hit delete? Yes, haha, there we go. Nice and easy. I mean, it makes a lot of sense when you stop to think about it. Okay, so we are going to need a stonemason. Now, stonemason will make us some stone bricks. Thankfully, it's a fairly small building, and we could, in fact, have these stone bricks delivered directly into the barn, and that would be quite useful. So, sure, let's go ahead and do that. We'll pop down the stone brick. There, we've now unlocked the well. Roads. New structure unlocked. Stone walls. Road ramp. Stone bridge. Stone pillar scaffold. Now, generally speaking, stone is faster than just regular dirt, and that makes a lot of sense, really. Right, let's go ahead and get you to move that into here, into our little stonemason. Now, we're going to have to select what we want to make. We want to make stone bricks. There we go. And I'm not at all sure if this will work. Pop that there. Ah, now, what that tells us, and I'm glad it did in a way because it allows me to showcase it, the chute is incapable of moving this refined resource. This is a stone brick, not just a stone. Stones, happily, could have been shunted by the chute, but alas, that is not the case here. So we are going to want something else going on there. Now, what we could do, given... no, we're going to need some more houses. So let's go ahead and do that then. Now, we can happily see the massive radius that... the food market offers, so we could go down here perhaps. Now the thing here is that eventually all of these houses will have to dip down, so let's go ahead and bring this down a little bit more so it's a nice and even area for us to put our houses. I think that would be wonderful. Oh no, that was not what I meant to do. This tool is a menace. It's very dangerous if you're a little bit click happy like me. There we go, that'll do. There we are, let's get rid of that tool before I accidentally do any more damage. Now there is a herb here, so I don't want to necessarily lose that access to that, so let's just pop down 2 new houses, there and there. We could put a couple more if I really want to, and there, maybe. Let's have a quick look around. How could we position these in such a way as to get a nice little area? You know what, let's pop that one there. I'll pop this one right here as well. That gives us a little room for us to have some nice decorations there as well. We're going to bring this down. Not that we need to at this point. I understand this is purely for decoration purposes. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to upgrade these houses as well. We've happily, easily got enough planks to make that happen. So let's go ahead and do all of that. There we go. Now we should have plenty of people available for us to get some wagons down. Now, we've got some more items there. Let's go ahead and drop these off. There you go. And then I would very much like you to move the wagon wheels across, please, and thank you. Right, so with that, let's go ahead and get a couple more wagons. Now, we don't need to move these stone bricks out of there. We can happily just have that wagon there working on moving the stone bricks from here into the barn. If we have a look in there, we've already got 10. Now, we're going to very quickly empty all of that out. In fact, I imagine we already have that because it doesn't need to move. So it's super, super fast. And in fact, that's a worthwhile thing to remember. If a wagon is just there, if there's only 1 tile of difference, the wagon may actually be faster than a chute. It's just it uses 1 population point, whereas anything else it does not. Now, let's have you move over here instead. Let's have our workers, our regular workers, only for move around resources, raw resources. Let's pop that there. There we go. We should do well. And we're very soon going to be out of any grain, which is a little bit of a worry, honestly. Let's get a couple more workers here, though. There we go. And get you guys All working as hard as you can, please and thank you. There we go. Perfect. There we are. You can continue just to bring over a little bit of wood into the base. And there we go. We've got enough stone bricks. So let's go ahead and upgrade. Like so. And there we are. We've got some more houses. But we have now got access to the school and also the general store. A general store can be used to automatically supply planks and other utility items to nearby houses, just like the food market is used to supply grain and flour. Now, I hadn't had a chance to demonstrate that, but if I'd tried to, for example, sell a plank, I wouldn't have been able to drop her off at a food market because it is quite literally just for food, hence the name. But now we have a market that we can use for general goods, and that is absolutely worth building. It's going to take a little bit of time. We need some more stone bricks, and how far? Well, we're not actually that far off, so we'll just allow you to continue working on that. Now, how many bricks do we need? Okay, 4 at a time. I guess I could put down another person to help out there. There we go. Let's just get those moved across where we can. I would now like you to move some planks across. Just make sure that we've got a steady supply of those wheels. But we're basically controlling the supply of them. I could have a crate if I really wanted to. But since the crates don't work like the barns, I'm less inclined to do that. I can, however, happily have you move the stone across. So you go ahead and just shunt that over for a little bit. There we are. And now you can go back to moving the bricks across. We've just filled that up. And we'll probably continue to do that here and there. And to slowly move the rocks out of there. Or at least some of them. Right. Now then. Back to the buildings. We want a general store. And sure, let's pop the general store down here. We want it fairly similar to the food market in its catchment area. Earn red coins. Different types of goods earn different currencies, which have very specific uses. So we want to deliver an item, for example, stone bricks, to a house or the general goods store to earn red coins. That would be a very, very useful thing for us to do. Alright, well, let's have a think here. Let's have a look at the economy. What will get us red coins? So we can have any kind of meat. Stone bricks will satisfy the material demand. Nails will satisfy the tools demand. We've got a couple of other things. Wool, for example. Most of these are out of our reach for the time being. So it is going to be stone bricks that we're going to want to move. So that calls for a new wagon. There we are. And I would like you very much to move stone bricks down here. There we go. Once we've got some red coins coming in, that'll be a very big help for us. We can also, if we want to have a look at paths, we can now use the roads. And I very much like the idea of that. I would like to rise the land a little bit, make this a bit less of a steep area. We'll have a look at that. But we've made a few red coins. We're not going to make very many with just stone bricks, unfortunately. But it'll be all right for the most part. Now, build a school. It will help you research many new buildings and technologies. Gather the necessary resources and build it on a 3x3 area. All right. Well, we're still going to have everything reasonably close together for the time being. So let's go in here and find a school. We can go ahead and pop the school down. It doesn't strictly need to be anywhere in particular, so I'm going to place it... Is there a reasonable place with decent trees and water? Now I'm thinking ahead here. There is some decent stuff here. So sure, we're going to place our school right about here. Right there. Now we've unlocked paper. A new lumber mill recipe has been unlocked. Paper. It's used at the school and requires wood and water. Well, we can definitely take care of that. So we're going to need a new lumber mill. But before we get distracted with that, I do want to sort out this path a little bit first. So let's go ahead and remove these parts all around here. I'm going to need to do a little bit of scaping. Right, can I drop that down? I can indeed. Drop it down. Good. There we are. And that seems like a reasonable enough... Well, actually, you know what? Let's rise this area See, that part's going to be a little bit tricky, no matter what I try to do. What I would like to do is have this be a little bit less aggressive. I guess that might work. Could we get that to happen? Let's see if we can get a regular road up that area. No? Well, we can get it down here, apparently. Ah, okay. So that's a little bit too steep. All right, well, that's fine. We can work with this. What we can do, that actually gives me a reason to use the structures. We can have a scaffold ramp. One there, one there. Like so. And then we can build a path on the ramp itself. So there we are. We've connected all of that up now with actual stone roads. Since this is a path that my wagons are taking, I do want to give them a decent route through. So let's have this coming all the way down, connecting up somewhere around here perhaps. And something like that. And then across. There we go. There we are. The wagons will now prioritize this route because it is by far the fastest route for them to take. So that's all sorted. Right, we need a new lumber mill. Now, we could set this lumber mill to make paper if we wanted to. In fact, I'll quickly show you that. We can set that up, but we're going to need water. Now, you can build a well, but a well will require working. You'll need to work the well to generate the water, and then you'll need to transport the water away from the well. Actually, perhaps we won't need a gatherer there specifically, but there is a way around it. Any building that requires water for its recipe, if it is built adjacent to the water's edge, it will automatically gather water. Super duper useful. I think we can all agree. I'll pop it. Sure. Now the thing with this is I believe that paper, much like many of the other resources, is considered a finished good, if you like. So it doesn't quite get transported by chutes. Later on, we'll have other means of transporting them. But right now, we're limited. So let's not plan to move any of that around with chutes. And also, on a different note, someone already asked in the comments whether we can run out of resources. You absolutely can. The land can be expanded, though. You purchase it and you get access to new lands with new resources on them. But there are also other methods of producing these resources. You can eventually build a forester who will allow you to very easily maintain your trees. Likewise, you can build a farm who will replant grain, so on and so forth. So there are, from what I understand, methods to keep production going of pretty much everything. So you don't need to worry about that. I know that's something that quite a lot of people get a bit frowny faced with whenever resources are finite things. But I actually kind of like it myself. That's just me. But I like the challenge of having to deal with a finite resource and having methods that allow you to cope with it is pretty cool for me. There we are. And I would like this to come along in this direction. And there we go. Bump. Perfect. Now I would like you, very specifically, to only ever make paper. And we'll get 2 new people to help me. Oops. There we are. Just grab that and bring it down. You can grab the ones from up there and bring those down. And that should work quite well. Now what we want down here is a little path. But I would like to bring up the roads. Let's go ahead and actually have a road going between. I know we don't need to put it there. I'm going to put it there anyway because it looks nice. We'll get a wagon there as well. Right, I would like you to move the paper into the school. Right, complete research. Now, bring the paper to the school to start performing research. Check the research recipe to find out which other items you need to supply. Okay, so what recipes do we want? Now, talking about resources, we can go for basic logistics, and that's going to give us access to the conveyor belt. That would be quite useful, but I believe the cloth conveyor belt, as the name might suggest, needs cloth. And we don't yet have a means of getting that. One way of getting it is plants. The other way of getting it is animals. We're going to go with farming first. Now, it's going to require 1 red coin, 5 seconds, and 1 point of research point. Now, paper provides 10, a book provides 20, or an enchanted book provides... book provides 10 and an enchanted book provides 20. So we're going to go ahead with farming, and we should be good to go for a little while. There we are. That will do wonderfully. So this will continue to produce for a little while. It's got to do it 25 times. We've got more than enough red coins. How's everything going over here in the barn? It's going okay. How about you move over some of the stones for me? That'll be perfect. Thank you. Let's go ahead. And then once that's done, move over the regular, the stone bricks. Ooh, now then. People are having to walk a very long way at this point to gather any more grain. That's not exactly ideal, as you can well imagine. Still, what we can do is we can help this out a little bit by perhaps extending this out. And there's access to grain up there, so how about we move this around? There we are, and we can just bring this up a bit. I may need to adjust the terrain here. It's a little bit hard for me to see. If we go into G, this gives you a top-down view. You can see things a little bit easier, but it hasn't really helped me with seeing the lay of the land there. So I'm just going to have to... Ah, there we are. Okay. Let's pull that down a little bit. Sure. That'll do. And we can just have this come along there. Right. Now then, peeps. Super duper want you to help me out by bringing that grain right down there. And you much the same. Grain down. You should be able to get in there. I'm not sure if you're going to struggle to get around. Can you walk through? You can. Perfect. You slow down a little bit, but honestly, I think that's still going to be a bit of a faster journey for you. I can pop down some paths, perhaps, to help out. There we are. Perfect. And there we are. We've unlocked the farm, new research available, Animal Pasture, and new research available, medicine. That's the end of the tutorial. Keep completing research, upgrading your base, building houses, automating and optimizing your production. Try locating the 4 elemental temples and unlock their power and achieve maximum efficiency. More information is always available from the guide. Right, so farming. Farms will automatically harvest nearby resources and replant them when depleted. Farm tiles, water, and fertilizer will speed crop regrowth speeds. Super duper useful. Right, there we are. We've opened up the guide and gotten her away. There we go. Everything should be going well now. Let's continue to bring that grain down. Also, little dude, where are you going? No, come back. Come back. That's right. You head and drop that off there, but then I want you to grab it from over there. There you go. Now then, as you can well imagine, this little setup is not ideal. We want to start moving grain from our own farms. Now, as I said, you can dig down to water to just give them water, or you can build a well. We might try the well, honestly. I don't know how it works anymore. It might be a little bit better than it used to be. But the next one we're going to go for is the Animal Pasture. Let's get that going, because we're going to want fertilizer. Quite a lot. As you notice, it mentioned fertilizer already, and that's definitely something that we're going to want to have available to us. But first, let's prep this area ready for us to start. There we go. Let's bring all of this out so we can get a couple of farms up here. Now, the trick with farms is to have them near enough to water that they will be able to draw their water automatically. Now, there's 2 ways you can make that happen. One is actually to lower the land, but I specifically do want to try out the well. So let's have a look at what we can do with that. We are going to need 10 stone brick. All right, let's get that going. And that is going to mean I'm actually going to ask you to instead do this. Go back, grab the stone, and just hang out for a little bit. Help out in the barn. We want to move that stone across. And that way we can get as much stone brick as we can. Everything is going okay over there. We won't get through this resource particularly fast because we're only using it for paper, which is actually fine by me right now. Now, if we build the farm over here, it would be particularly good because we could get carrots and grain, which would genuinely be nice. Alternatively, I could build it elsewhere and then ship it across. That's certainly an option. No, I think we will just build the grain farm around here. Now, it's going to be more expensive for us to do it this way because we don't have the grain over here quite near enough, and it's not clear enough here for us to place down a farm. Not easily, anyway. Still, it might be worth trying. Let's have a look. So if we were to place down a farm... Let's see, could we squeeze one in perhaps here? Maybe, if people weren't there all the time. And I would be able to get a couple of the items, but if we popped it here, oof, that would be so much better. And we would get a few carrots too. Alright. Well, oh, there we go. The pasture is unlocked. Now, if we have a look at the pasture, if we pop in here, buildings, pasture, we can produce animal products here. They do need animal feed, and that's going to require 2 different grain mills. The pasture will probably be something that we produce a little bit further away. Possibly something over here, honestly. But if we could get a few of these trees removed. Now, there is a way that we can do this. Remove resources. Expensive to do, and you are destroying something that ultimately you kind of want. But in times like this, it is useful. Right, okay. I would like all of my green deliverers to stop running around. There we go. You just walk over there. You definitely walk over there. No, come back, come back, come back. No, no. Also you, down there. No more gathering grain for you guys. No, no, no. Need you down here, please. Where on earth are you going? I don't even. Can we get you to drop this off, please? Just go ahead and do that for me. Same with you, please. There we are. Are you back to... Oh, you scallywag. Get down here, please. Oh, you managed to grab one before I was able to stop you. Okay, there we go. Let's get all of these fellas back up here. Now, we may send them back to the buildings where they aren't going to be required for any further hard work. Lucky you. Retirement quite early. Let's get you down there. I'd also like you over there. Right, there we are. We've made a little spot for ourselves. So let's go ahead and build the farm. Now, we may end up tearing this down just because it's going to be running suboptimally, let's say. Now, we've got the farm tiles. That would allow us to plant our own items. We'll quickly have a look at that. So under farming now, we would put the farm tile down, apply water, adds water to the farm tile, allowing crops to grow faster. And if we wanted to, if we had water in a storage location, apply fertilizer, exactly the same thing. But we would be able to spend some money and some of the resource to plant different types of items into the farm plots. Potatoes, tomatoes, cotton, all sorts of things like this. You have to have some of it first, though. But it is an option. Right, I would like you to be working there, and much the same with you, please. And indeed, you. There you go. Right, what I would like here is for this to start sending out all of its glorious grain automagically. Fantastic. Now, the grain farm will replant. That's the big advantage to having the farm, is it will replant all of these resources. Don't really want carrots. Oh dear. Huh. Well then. I mean, I could possibly have the chute do that. Is this getting sent straight in there, or is it getting sent in here? Oh no, some of it is going in. The problem here is that I can't easily tell if it is... no, we're selling the carrots straight to the food market, which is not ideal. Now, we don't yet have any particular way of managing these resources. What we could do instead, then, is have a barn and then have a wagon move the grain out and the carrots straight in. That is one way that we could set this up, and I think it's probably going to have to be the way that we do it for now. So okay, let's remove all of this. It is a shame, but it's also not terribly bad, because the barn, as a result, will hold on to the carrots and the grain, and we'll be able to use it for planting later on, which does actually help us out. It's kind of an accidental way of helping us out, but it is definitely helpful. Ooh, we can't afford this one. Why not? Let's have a look. What do I need for the barn that we don't have? The barn. Regular stone. Well, well, well. Okay. Let's get you down here because we are eventually going to need you. Could you pop some regular stone over there? I knew eventually we'd need it. Alas. We've got quite a lot of stone brick though, so let's go ahead and start shunting that all the way down here. Now, we definitely don't need this many workers around here, actually, so perhaps I could have a couple of you help us out over here, eh? Let's grab you there. I would like you to help me in moving some of these trees, please and thank you. In fact, a couple of you can help out down here as well. We aren't actually going to require any people to haul grain or carrots at this point, so we might as well just get you all working that as much as you can. There we go. We are almost up to the stone we need. In fact, thinking about it, perhaps I should have had one of you come and help me at the stone. Honestly, sure. That seems like a fairly solid idea. Are you unable to get... Oh. Are you perhaps unable to move... Ooh. Okay. I think it may be a case that... yeah, you kind of block the path. Okay, well in that case, just go ahead and deliver direct to the lumber mill itself. In fact, what I could do to make this a little bit better is if I just get rid of this tile there. Yes, I know, it makes a bunch of people suddenly like, where do I do my job? Well, it's fine. Now you can walk around a little bit easier, so you're doing your job should be significantly easier for you to get done. There we are. Right, so barn. Let's get the barn right down here. There we go. Perfect. Now we are going to want a road coming straight out here. And honestly, sure, why not get this whole area roaded up? Yeah, that looks a little bit bad. Actually, maybe that was the reason why we shouldn't have done that. Okay. Right, we used to have... Oh no, actually you're currently moving stone bricks around. Well, we don't strictly need it right now, so how about you move the carrots across from there and we'll get another wagon over here. There we go. And this wagon will move the grain down there, and the flour will continue to be moved the same way as always. There we go. Now that is looking so much better. Now this does not affect our harvesting, and the specific tiles are still being harvested in exactly the same way, but eventually they need to grow back. As you can see, we're growing here. It's growing reasonably slowly. Now, that is something that we might not want to encourage. Wow, is that really actually full? My lord. That's particularly good. Well done. But you, I'm afraid, go back into retirement. We're going to pop down a couple of peeps down here to help out. We do need some more houses though, I think. Yes, let's go ahead and get a couple more houses then. Let's just drop... Oops, that was up, not dropping. My bad. There we go. Let's drop this down a little bit so we've got a nice little path for our peeps to use to get their wagons down there. I think that would be lovely. Ooh, I can't drop that one. Okay, my bad. Let's lift this up then. There we go. That should work out a bit better. Right, so houses wise, let's drop one here and indeed another one right over there. There we go. And we can just draw out a nice path all the way down. Beautiful. I approve. All right, we'll go ahead and upgrade these houses straight away. Perfect. Right, insofar as we are delivering the food that we need, that is definitely going on, and we would very much like to have more people working the farm. Now, farms can have a lot more people working them. Typically, you can only have 5. As you can see there, the lumber mill can't have any more. But the farm can keep on going. It can go all the way up to 10, which is actually particularly useful. But we need to get these tiles to regrow. Now, the farm is not bad, actually. It's got a lot of tiles, so it can harvest for a long time, and probably we'll find that the items will regrow in the time that it is gathering it. So maybe we don't even need to do that. Maybe we can just happily go ahead and pop down all the way up to 300% production speed. yeah, I think that'll do quite nicely. We've got more houses that we're currently needing to feed, though, so that is going to be a bit of a problem. Now, let's have a look at what we can get over here. We definitely want forestry. But that being said, being able to make poultices, medical remedies, antidotes, ointments, mana, purification, that is quite cool. Metallurgy as well will allow us to start making things like railways. Now, that is particularly awesome. But let's go for forestry first. Let's make sure that we've got the basic building blocks of our civilization is taken care of. A forester works exactly the same way that the farm does. It will chop down trees in its area of effect, but also replant them automatically. Now, you can put down extra tiles. They will be tree planters in that case, rather than farm tiles. And on those tiles, you can choose what you plant. You might even plant fruit trees if you particularly want to. But we're not going to worry about that one just yet. I think things are going reasonably well for the time being. Now, I would like very much for you to start moving some wheels over there. As you can see, we're not doing too bad for wood. And, in fact, planks. We've got a ridiculous amount of planks. So much so, in fact, that I think we can probably use them to get us a little bit more money. But what kind of money would we get for planks? Let's have a look. Planks would just get it. Well, I mean, 3 coins isn't too bad. Certainly something that we could consider. Certainly something we could consider. Let's get some houses over here, though. Maybe one there, one there. There you go. I'll have a little path. I don't want that to go down. Let's build some structural scaffolding just along there to give us a nice little path. There you go. Beautiful. And we'll go ahead and upgrade that as well. But we could get more golden coins if we really want to. I don't think we need golden coins just yet. But there's definitely a few things we do need to get on. We need to continue upgrading our resource of stone brick. So with that in mind, sure. Oh, there we go. The forester and the tree planter are already here. But I'm afraid, looking at the time, I'm going to have to wrap up this episode as we are just about to run out. Now, I know that many of you have gotten used to the longer episodes, and we will be returning to that after I'm back from my little holiday. Oh, I need it so badly. But don't worry, we will be returning to these slightly longer episodes. But while I'm trying to build up a backlog, I hope you can understand why we're going to be keeping these around the 30-minute mark. But in the next episode, we will be looking to build up a tree planter, and that will then allow us to more or less solidify our basic building resources. We're still going to be a little bit rocky when it comes to stone. Pun not intended, but also not ashamed for it either. But the main building blocks will be secured and will then, from that point forward, be more or less renewable. So I hope to see you in the next episode. I really do hope you've enjoyed this one. But until then, and as always, do take care, everyone.